This is the story of a man who saved everyone except himself, a healer praised as a god who realized too late that healing alone could never save humanity. The story begins in the 21st year of the Solsario calendar in the kingdom of Granwold. This fortress is the last stronghold of humanity, standing against the endless army of the Demon King. The battlefield is drenched in blood. The soldiers' morale has hit rock bottom. Fear, despair, and exhaustion are written on everyone's face, and yet they still stand. The only reason this broken army hasn't collapsed is because of one man, a top class healer, Will. From the rear of battlefield, Will continuously cast healing magic, sealing wounds, restoring bones, dragging soldiers back from the brink of death. He pushes himself beyond his limits, desperately trying to save everyone, not for glory, not for praise, but because of a promise he once made to his fallen comrades. At that moment, a soldier comes running. Master Will, the general is injured. His arm has been severed. Will immediately responds, lay him down now. Will chants his healing spell. Light floods the battlefield. Before everyone's eyes, the general's severed arm fully regenerates, as if it was never lost. The soldier erupts in cheers. Master Will is amazing. He brought back a whole arm. He truly is the greatest healer. But then the general opened his eyes, and instead of gratitude, his face twists with rage. Without warning, the general punches Will straight in the face. Shut up! Will falls to the ground in shock. The general grabs his sword and points it at him. Why? Why did you heal him? He screams in fury. Do you have any idea how painful it is to fight the monster on the front lines? All you do is heal safely from the rear. Just when I thought it was finally over, you dragged me back into the hell. He glares at Will. How many arms do we still have to lose? How many times we must suffer? Then he turns to the soldier. You all feel the same, don't you? No one here wants to fight anymore. The silence says everything. Will realize. Will heart sings. So that's how it is. All this time, I thought I was saving them, but they never wanted to be saved. My blood, my sweat, my tears, they meant nothing. General says, humanity is doomed anyway. I'm done fighting. And he turns his back on the battlefield. Will desperately shouts after him, Stop! Healers can't use offensive magic. If you leave, the fortress will fall. Before anyone can react, a dragon's breath tears through the sky. The fortress is engulfed in the flames. Wall collapses. Screams echo everywhere. The general is crushed beneath falling debris and dies instantly. Will looks up. A massive dragon stares down at him. And in that moment, everything becomes clear. So this is what they were facing while I stayed behind healing. It's true. I never fought alongside them. All the years I spent mastering healing magic. Were they all a waste? Even with the talent, even being honored as the greatest healer, I should have fought with my own hands, with trembling fears. Will picks up a small stone, as if it could change anything. I wish I could go back to that day. If I could, then surely. Before he can finish his thoughts, the dragon devours him whole. Everything goes black. But the story doesn't end there. Will open his eyes. He is alive. In front of him lies a piece of paper, an admission form. If this is here, then this means. He looks around in disbelief. Is this 5 years ago? The 16th year of the Solsario calendar. The day he was supposed to apply to the Healing Academy. Then he remembers the wish he made in his final moments and he smiles. This time, I won't just be a healer, I will enroll in Offensive Magic Academy. It was common knowledge in this world. Healers cannot use offensive magic. This wasn't a theory, it was an absolute rule. A wall no one had ever crossed, and that was the very wall Will needed to shatter. And to do that, he must enroll in My Hero Academia to learn offensive magic. An academy said to turn out anyone into a first rate offensive mage in his past life. One of the strongest people he ever met had came from that very place, but its method were closely guarded secrets, taught only to those who studied within its walls. And there was a problem. There's probably never been a healer who has ever enrolled there. Will thinks carefully. Some nobles sent their children using their wealth so money could work. Then reality hits him. If only I could bring money from my past life. Back then, as the kingdom chief healers, he had earned enough. But that wealth meant nothing when humanity went extinct. If I'd start working as healer now, I won't earn enough before admissions. Time was against him. Suddenly, the door opens. Well, what are you doing just standing there? Will freezes. His heart skips a beat. This moment, this time, his sister was still alive. What's wrong? Does your stomach hurt? He turns away slightly. No, just something in my eye. Then softly, Good morning, sis. She smiles. Good morning. Will clenches his fist. In this life, I'll prevent the tragedy that happened to her with my healing magic. Then, an idea strikes him. Thank you, sis. She blinks in confusion. For what? I can manage something now. I'm heading out for a bit. I'll explain when I get back. The Magic Academy Alliance was the organization that governed all magic academies. It controlled admissions, rules, exceptions. At this time, the Alliance chairman was also serving as the headmaster of My Hero Academia. But recently, he had stopped appearing altogether. The reason? His granddaughter was gravely ill. Inside a quiet room, the headmaster sits beside her bed. I'm sorry, today healer was also unskilled, but I swear I'll find someone who can cure you. So please hang in just a little longer. Suddenly, a figure appears through the window. The headmaster turns sharply. Who are you? If I recall correctly, you are Will, the scholarship student from the Healing Academy. Will is surprised. You know me? Of course, your talent for healing magic is famous throughout the Alliance. Though I didn't expect you to enter through a window. Will says awkwardly, There wasn't time for her or for me. I can cure her. The headmaster's eyes harden. What are you after? That can wait. Please give me permission to treat her first. The disease has progressed further than I thought. After a long pause, very well. Show me what can you do. As Will steps forward, the headmaster's gaze never leaves him. So intense, it feels like he'll kill me if I make one wrong move. As expected of an offensive magic academy headmaster. Will begins casting his magic. My magic power is weaker than before, but formula remain. The illness, Zora disease. The cure won't be discovered for another 2 years. But with my current knowledge, I can heal her. Light fills the room. The girl slowly opens her eyes. Will smiles gently. Are you alright? Your stamina is low, so take it easy. She blushes. Yes, the headmaster rushes forward. Mary, are you truly okay? Yes, grandfather. I have never felt this good in years. Tears well up in his eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Will. If there's something you desire, I'll grant it. Will bows. Thank you very much. My request is simple. As you can see, my healing magic is already complete. There is nothing left for me to learn at Healing Academy. So please, allow me to enroll in my Hero Academia. The headmaster stiffens. You wish to abandon healing magic to learn offensive magic. Do you understand what that means? Will meets his gaze without hesitation. Of course, the headmaster studies his eyes, those eyes. Then he smiles faintly. My authority exists for this very moment. I'll make it happen. I'll approve your enrollment. Entrance ceremony day. Will finally stands inside My Hero Academia, a boarding school that specializes exclusively in offensive magic. Its scale is overwhelming. Vast training grounds, advanced research facilities, a massive library, influential alumni spread throughout the kingdom, and full backing from royal authority. There is no better environment for learning magic in this world. Will tightens his grip. I am sure countless difficulties await, but if I study here, I will become an offensive mage. That's why I am here. I'll change my fate. Class begins. The instructor points towards the practice target. Cast firewall. Will focuses his mana. He chants. Nothing happens. Again and again. The professor sighs. You failed again. You are not allowed back in class until you can destroy the target using basic offensive magic. Go practice alone at the training ground behind the building. Will clenches his teeth. Then at least teach me how to properly do it. I can't even practice like this. The professor turns away. Teaching a healer would be nothing but a waste of time. Then let me study in the library. The answer is immediate. We have no books for healers to read. Step out of the line or you will be punished. Before Will can respond, a sudden impact hits his back. A student stands behind him, smirking. You are in the way. Can't even dodge that. There is no place for a weakling who can't even protect himself. In other words, it's your own fault for getting hit. The professor nods. He's right. Wouldn't it have been better if you were enrolled in the Healing Magic Academy? The bully laughs. Yeah, then you can sit around with gentle healers comforting you. Ha ha ha. Later, Will sits alone on a bench. There is no sign at all that I can learn offensive magic here. I knew it would be a struggle. Then he recalls the truth. Healing magic and offensive magic draw from different sources. Mana is shaped by the caster spirit. Offensive magic requires active mana, explosive, aggressive. Healers possessive passive mana, gentle, stabilizing. That's why healers can't use offensive magic. But this academia is famous for turning people with almost no talent into first rate offensive mage. Among their methods, there must be a way to refine the active mana. I am confident in my mana control. If I can learn that technique, I should be able to convert passive mana into active mana. But then reality stings again. I never expected to not even be allowed in class. Teacher and students alike look down on healers far too much, but I can't give up. That person once told me they also had a little mana at first and they refined it here. Coming to this academy can't be wrong, but continuing blindly like this won't help. Then maybe I'll sneak in the library. As Will moves through the academy grounds, a sharp voice cuts through the darkness. You there, student. What are you doing at this hour? Will freezes. Sorry. Before he can look up, a blade flashes. A magic sword is half drawn. There's a suspicious student here. Of course, I would be cautious, she says. Are you causing trouble or just training hard? Wills follows, just training hard. The sword slides back into its sheaths. Good. Will look up, and his breath catches. It can't be. Standing before him as a woman he once fought beside in the battlefield. In his past life, he failed to save her. Her magic sword could slice anything in two in a single instant. The nostalgia hits him like a wave. Wait, you are Veronica, right? She nods yes. But do you usually addresses your teacher as so casually? Will blinks. Teacher? In my past life she wasn't much older than me. Veronica explains. I skipped grades. I became an instructor starting this year. Will exhaust. I see. Professor Veronica, that level of talent makes sense. Then, a sparking ignites in his eyes. This is my chance. If there is anyone who can teach me offensive magic, it's her. Will takes a deep breath. I want to attend your class, Professor Veronica. What do I need to do? She pauses. Sorry, but I'm not assigned to teach any class yet. This year, I am only an assistant instructor. My role is to answer students' questions. Then, may I ask you a question? That's my job, she replies. I'll ask straight out. What do you think a healer needs to master offensive magic? Veronica narrows her eyes. I thought there was something strange about your mana flow. So you are the new student everyone's talking about. You knew about me? A healer trying to learn offensive magic is extremely unusual. I have never heard of such a case. Will says, but I have heard this academy has a method to refine active mana from almost nothing. If that method exists, Will says, even I should be able to handle active mana. She nods. That method does exist and I can teach it. Will eyes widen. Really? But she continues coldly, it would be still impossible for you to use offensive magic. What? You already possess too much passive mana at your level. Even if you refine active mana, it will immediately dissolve back into your passive mana. And even if you somehow refine it again, once mixed, offensive magic formulas won't function properly. Will freezes. No way. He thinks, my plan has failed, but I can't give up here. If there is no method, I'll create one myself. He bows. Thank you very much. I'll think about it on my own way. Wait, Veronica says. We are not finished. It's true that healers can't use offensive magic, but there is a way for a healer to become an offensive mage. Will Hurts jump. What do you mean? She picks up a sword. This is an iron sword. You swung it, you can kill enemies. Then she picks up a chair. This is a wooden chair. It's meant for sitting. She looks at Will. But if you swing this chair and strike someone, you could knock them down, couldn't you? Objects aren't bound by their purpose. You decide how to use them. She gently taps Will's cheek. These hands can heal or hurt. Anyone can become a weapon depending on how you use it. Will eyes widen. Using healing magic offensively. Why did I never even consider this? That's the difference in mindset. Veronica continues, and the nature of mana. That's why offensive mages aren't interested in healing magic, and healers never thinks of offensive. But you deliberately enrolled here. That alone makes you special. In fact, your mana isn't that of pure healer, Will stiffens. It isn't? I didn't notice it myself. Could it be because I regressed? She nods. You must recognize it. The aggressive passion inside you. If you do, your healing magic will shatter your enemies. The next day, Will is still deep in thought. Professor Veronica's words echo in his mind. Then suddenly, Healer, in today's class, we will hold 1v1 mock battles. Since we have an odd number of students, you will participate as well. Your inability to use offensive magic is your own problem. No matter how one sided it gets, you asked for this. I have already decided the pairing. You are with Ulpus. Will's eyes narrows. Of course, Ulpus Oman, a noble from a famous family, always surrounded by followers. But unlike most noble, he is genuinely skilled. Ulpus smirks. Healing magic won't work on me. After I beat you, drop out. Are you going to cry to mommy? Will exhales. Trash personality and still pissing me off. Perfect timing. Professor, Will says, what? I'm not forfeiting, but I have a proposal. I know I lack talent for offensive magic, and you are right. Continuing this is the waste of time. So if I lose, I'll quit the academy. The class gaps. And if I win, Will continues. You will let me attend regular classes. The professor scoffs. Don't be presumptuous. Ulpas laughs. Haha, Accept it, Professor. There is no way I'll lose. It's boring if there is nothing to crush. After a pause, fine, the professor says, take your position. Begin. Ulpas raises his hand. Behold, a knife creation magic. Dozens of floating blades form instantly. You won't survive this. Someone who can't use offensive magic is helpless. The knives launch, but Will dodges every single of them. Ulpa's eyes widen. What? Will focuses. The essence of healing magic is life manipulation. I regulate biological activity to maximum recovery. But healing isn't the only thing which I can manipulate. If I convert into offensive, will activates physical enhancement. He grabs one of the Ulpa's knives midair, then deflects every remaining blade. Will smiles faintly. Perfect timing. He grips the knife. I'll borrow this thing. The entire class freezes. What just happened? Was that offensive magic? I thought he could only use healing magic. Whisper explode across the arena. Will stays calm. Good. They think it's offensive magic. But it's still healing magic, just used differently. Ulpas grits his teeth. I was just holding back. I can still increase the number of knives. There is no way an offensive mage would lose to a healer. More blades form in the air. He fires them all at once, but Will deflects them effortlessly. Ulpa's breathing grows erratic. Then I'll increase the size. The knives grow massive. He adds rotation, spin, pressure, destruction, and launches the attack. Will increases his physical enhancement slightly. He blocks the giant blade, then deflects it. In the next instant, he vanishes. Ulpas feel a chill down his spine. Will is already behind him. Will raises his hand to attack, but suddenly a massive wall slams down between them. Enough. The professor steps forward. We are moving on to the next match. Both of you, stand down. Will lowers his hand, then looks at the professor. So I can attend regular classes now? The professor clicks his tongue in frustration. Do whatever you want. Will says, thank you very much, and I'll be attending from now on. As Will walks away, his heart pounds. I did it. I have learned how to fight using healing magic. And it was all thanks to Professor Veronica. Now, I really can become an offensive mage. Ulpus clenches his fist. Professor, this was just a class accident. I don't want to report everything to my father either. You understand what I'm saying, right? The professor smirks. Of course I do. We can't let a healer act so arrogant and mighty. Ulpus smiles. The next day, Will finally attend class officially. The professor enters. Today's lesson, magic tool creation. Will blinks. I used to make magic tools in the healing academy too. How nostalgic. Today we will create a ice bomb. Materials are distributed. Will opens his pouch. Ice golem fragments, flame tree branch powder. He follows the textbook exactly and infuses mana into the fragment. Suddenly, something feels wrong. His instinct screams. He throws it away. Boom! The fragment explodes. The class gaps. What are you doing? The professor snaps. I only infused mana as instructed. No excuses. I'm deducting points from your grade. Laughter erupts behind him. Ulpas and his followers. So that's how it is. Next class. Will is seated in front row. Students with poor grades sit up front and pay attention. A salamander is placed right in front of him. Will stiffens, too close. Suddenly, the salamander breathes fire. Will instantly blocks it with a pot. The professor glares. Why are you carrying a pot? I thought it might be necessary. Confiscated. Professor says. Will clenches his jaw. I see now. They are letting me attend classes, but they have no intention of letting me learn properly. Sabotage, humiliation, pressure. What should I do? The harassment didn't stop. Both professor and students continued. And it didn't end in class. Trash was dumped in front of his dorm room. Dorm instructor, I heard you misbehaved in class. As punishment, no dinner. That's not fair. But no one listened. Alone in dorm room, Will exhales slowly. Everyone at this academy is hostile towards me. There's a still mountain of challenge ahead. I can't let this harassment break me every time. And besides, I fought with my own hands and I won. The next day, class time arrives, but the professor doesn't. Only two students are present, Will and a single girl sitting quietly nearby. After a moment, Will stands. Maybe the classroom has changed. The girl nods. I thought so too. Since only you, the one shunned by the teachers, I kind of figured that. She smiles awkwardly. I guess I'm on that side too. As for fellow loner outcast, let's get along. Will blinks. I'm happy to make a friend. Nice to meet you. They shake hands. Please take care of me. My name is Erika Glenn. Erica, my first friend at the academy. She continues casually. It's understandable for you. You haven't attended class properly and you are a healer. Everyone thinks healers are weak. She laughs lightly. But I attend class and I am an offensive mage and I still don't have any friends. Will tilts his head. Then why did you come to this academy? She asks back. Why do you think? Being born as a healer isn't an excuse to give up. That's why I am here to become an offensive mage. He will ask, what about you, Erika? She hesitates, then answers, I am from a small noble family in the provinces. No male here was born. My parents worried about the succession, so they thought if I become a distinguished offensive mage, I could lead the family even as a woman. I see. Graduating from this academy would make that possible. She lowers her voice. But I have almost no talent. That's why I have no friends. Then she smiles brightly. But if someone like you, an even bigger dropout is here, I won't feel so anxious. What a thing to say with such a cheerful face. Come on, let's find the classroom where teaching is actually happening. They finally enter the correct classroom. The professor immediately snaps. You are late. I'm sorry, Will says. I didn't know the classroom changed. No excuses. And since you are here, answer the problem. Erika clenches her face. That's not fair. He just arrived. He hasn't even attended the class. If you answer correctly, the professor adds, I overlook your tardiness. If you are wrong, points will be deducted. A student's near. At this rate, you will fall in no time. Will steps forward. He takes the chalk, looks at the problem, and writes. The room goes silent. He turns around. Professor, how is it? The professor freezes. Correct. Sit down. Shock ripples through the class. What? How did he? Erica stares at the board. He solved it. She thinks, how did Will answer that? After class, Erika rushes over. Will, how did you solve the problem earlier? He tilts his head. How do you mean? It looked complicated, she says. But it was just an application of an example from the textbook. I studied ahead. Her eyes widen. Wait, what? You read the textbook by yourself? I read it yesterday. Will replies calmly. Erika nearly chokes. Yesterday? Will continuously thoughtfully. It really is worth of the world's greatest offensive magic academy. It covers an enormous range of knowledge from fundamental to advanced application, all systemized efficiently. If you master this, you would easily surpass a typical offensive mage. Erika stares at him in disbelief. The content is insanely difficult. We are supposed to read it with a teacher. Will notice her expression. Aren't you the dropout? Erika pales. Wait, does that mean I am in the bottom? Will, don't leave me behind. She grabs her sleeve. He laughs softly. It's okay. I'll teach you anything you don't understand. We are friends, aren't we? Her face lights up. Will, thank you. I didn't come here to make friends, Will thinks, but having Erica might help more than I expected. Will says, in return, can I ask for a favor? She says, go ahead. He said, the next class is basic offensive magic. Oh, that one, he exhales. The reason I got shut out of the class but is because I can't use offensive magic. But you can use it, right? I saw in that battle. He says, I still can't use basic offensive magic, but I have an idea. That's where I need your help, Erika. Will explain quietly. There are two kinds of offensive magic, basic and unique. This academy teaches both. In unique magic, there is no single correct answer, so I can't attend those using healing magic offensively. But basic offensive magic, you can't pass without using it. In class, the professor announced coldly, the lecture may go well, but practice won't. If you can't use basic offensive magic, you will fail in this class. The assignment is unchanged. Create a fire spear using fireball and hit the target. The professor smirks inwardly. He can't do it. An incompetent healer like him should leave already. But Will is calm. Will raises his hand and casts fireball. The class gasps. The professor eyes widen. What? What no one sees is Erika behind the scenes. She created a fireball using basic offensive magic and channels it through a salamander tail. Will grips the tail inside his hand and continuously heals it, preventing it from burning away. Erika watches in shock. He is healing non-stop. He is maintaining it with healing magic alone. Will disperse the spell. Well, Professor, how was it? The professor is speechless. That was unquestionably basic offensive magic. Did he really become an offensive mage? He says, you pass. Stand down. Ulpus clenches his teeth. Ulpus storms to the professor. What's going on? I'd like to know that too. The professor mutters. How did the healer suddenly use offensive magic? Ulpus leans closer. I don't care. A healer who defied me in the same class. It's unbearable. If I report this to my father, he could disband the class. So, use any method. The professor's hands tremble. Out of class action is dangerous. This isn't simple bullying. Do you know how hard I worked to become a teacher here? A healer acting so high and mighty. I won't let a 15-year-old healer ruined my life. His eyes harden. I have no choice but to take matters in my own hands. In the training grounds, Professor, what's this about? Why did you call me here? The professor smirks. I thought you have been feeling confident lately. Will nods politely. Thank you. The professor expression darkens. Fool, I am not praising you. You are getting cocky. He steps closer. You have missed several of my classes since enrollment. How do you plan to make up for that? I learned the material from classmates, Will reply calmly. I covered it through self study. There shouldn't be any problem. The professor scoffs. That's not for you to decide. When there are absence, makeup lessons are required, and the instructor decides the content. He smiles coldly. You will do a mock battle with me. Will stiffens. A battle with you? I'll give you a handicap, the professor says mockingly. If you land even one hit on me, I'll pass you. With such generous term, you can't run away, can you? Will exhales. I understand, I'll do it. The professor raises his hand. Then let's begin. The ground explodes upward. A stone wall erupts beneath Will. He dodges. A spike shoots out of the wall. He dodges again barely. Will eyes widen fast. He is not creating matter, he is manipulating existing ground. That's why the attack speed is insane, but not fast enough to hit me. Spikes erupt from ground. Will dodges. He sprints forward. Then Professor raises both hands. Two massive wolves rise, trying to crush Will between them. Will jumps so high the wall misses him completely. He flipped midair, draws his knife, and strikes. The professor covered himself in compressed sand, and earth based armor forms instantly. With that level of strength, the professor sneers, "You can't break my iron wall armor." That is earth magic. I have never heard of using healing mage offensively. As expected, a healer playing at being an offensive mage, it's laughable. Will lands calmly. Professor, through healing magic, I have deeply studied the human body. Humans live by restricting their own strength because the body can't withstand its full power output. If we exceeds our limit, our body breaks. He clenches his fist. Even if I remove the limiter, my body will collapse. But he looks up. I am a healer, so it doesn't matter if my arm breaks, it heals instantly. I don't like pain, but pain doesn't stop me. Fool, the professor laughs. That won't break my armor. Will steps forward. Let's take a test. His mana surges, limiters removed, healing magic active. His muscles shear and instantly regenerate. He throws a punch. The iron wall shatters. The professor is launched backward and smashed flat into the ground. Dust fills the air. Will stands over him. It's not your place to decide a student's limit. His mind echoes with Veronica's words. Nothing is more foolish than deciding what can't be done. Suddenly, attacks come from behind. Will twists his body and dodges the attack. Calmly, he says, I heard I would pass even if I landed even one hit. The professor snaps, Shut up. There are no witnesses here. To admit a healer landed a hit on me, I'll not accept that. Spikes erupt from the ground again. Will moves fast, releasing the limiter. He jumps so fast, even the professor eyes widen. What? Will throws a punch, but time slows. The professor sees the fist approaching his face slowly. Pain stretches. The world freezes. He can't move, can't scream, can't escape. The punch approaches, millimeter by millimeter, second by second, minute after minute. This is worse than a normal hit. He can't endure the pain. Please make it end. Boom. The professor is sent flying. Will stands calmly. Welcome back for you. It felt long. For me, it was just an instant. The professor gaps. What was that? What do you do to me? Will speaks clearly. Unlike you, Professor, I'll explain properly. The moment my fist hit landed, I cast sensory enhancement magic on you. Originally, it's a healing magic used to restore damaged sight and hearing, but I amplified it so your senses become abnormally sharp. 1 second become 1,000 seconds. He looks at him calmly. You already experienced what a punch feels like in that state. Pain stretch into eternity. Then Will asks quietly, Did I pass the exam? The professor trembles. Fine, fine, you pass. Then Will gives him the final warning. Do not cross my path again. Professor thinks, I thought healers were weak. They should obey offensive mage. But he is not a human, he is a demon. Ulpus walks in casually. Professor, is his makeup lesson going well? Professor explodes. Shut up! Don't mess with him anymore. It's for your own good. Thinking of him as a healer, that's your mistake. Ulpus freezes. That's not what I want to hear. Have you forgotten? If I tell my father, the professor cuts him off. Then do it. Tell him. Get him expelled instead of me. Because if the Oman family moves against him, he won't disappear. He'll turn his fangs on us instead. Ulpus clenches his teeth. Damn it. A few days pass. For the first time, classes are peaceful. No harassment, no traps. The professor warned everyone not to interfere with Will. Ulpus only glares from a distance, and Will finally gets to study. Will thinks using healing magic for physical enhancement works, but right now I am just punching and kicking with all my strength. Compared to true offensive magic, I still have a long way to go. I need better ways to fight, more techniques. With this, Will walks towards a familiar figure, Professor Veronica. This is what I am thinking, he says. What do you think, Professor Veronica? Veronica looks at Will calmly. Before we begin, let me say one thing. Well done, Will. You have become a quiet topic among the teachers. It's quite an achievement that you, a healer, are keeping up with this academy's lesson. She pauses. Most teachers don't look pleased about it. Will hesitates. Are you hiding the fact that you gave me advice, Veronica? She shakes her head. I'm not hiding it. I just don't talk too much with other teachers. She continues and says, I was curious. What would a fighting healer actually look like? She draws her sword. I want to know your current level. You want advice on getting stronger, right? Will stumbles back. What? Facing you is. There are no timeouts on battlefield. She charges. Their blades collide. Metal rings through the air. Will blocks with his knife, barely. Even with reaction enhancement, I can barely keep up. She is not just fast, her movements are refined, continuous, efficient, lethal. There is a limit to just forcing myself with physical enhancement. One chance, I need to catch her off guard. Will moves, aims for her eyes. She slices his knife in half, clean, instant. Will freezes. Haha. Veronica smiles slightly. I'm surprised you made me use my magic sword. I thought you would be a healer who can't fight like an offensive mage. But you are more than that. You already have top tier ability, even among offensive mages. Will bows slightly. Thank you, Professor, but still, this isn't enough. She nods. I like people with ambition. Physical enhancement alone isn't satisfying, is it? No. No matter how much I remove my limiter, what can I do is limited. A sword isn't just for slashing. You can thrust, you can throw, you can manipulate. There must be more ways to use healing magic. I'm thinking about many things, but nothing feels right. You are lacking real combat ideas, Veronica says. Ideas are not born from books alone. They are born from experience. Didn't you notice something from this battle just now? Will eyes sharpen. You are right. Then I should continue the mock battles with you? That's not bad, she replies. But there is something better. There is a monster subjugation field training coming up. Will Hurt skips. Field training? Yes. A joint operation between three academies. My Hero Academia, Healing Magic Academy, and the Swordsmanship Academy. In his past life, Will thinks I never participate there, but in this life, I'll fight monster myself and change the future of extinction with my own hands. Veronica continues, I hear there is a prodigy among the first year students. Her eye locks onto Will's. Aim for the first place in your class. Make them acknowledge you. Will Soth, in this life, I'll defeat monsters and change the future of extinction. This will be my first monster subjugation. Will looks at Professor Veronica. What exactly happens in the field training selection exam? She answers, candidates fight each other. About 100 students apply every year. Only those who prove their strength are selected. Then she adds calmly, by the way, the prodigy everyone's talking about, it's rumored he already surpassed some teachers. Taking first place won't be easy. Will pauses. Haven't you met him, Professor? She shakes her head. Apparently, another teacher is looking after him. so he doesn't come to me for questions. Then she smiles slightly. Don't worry, I'll help you train too. Will bows. Thank you very much. The day arrives in a blink. Will stands silently. I have prepared as much as I can. Now I just have to do it. A familiar voice calls out, Will. It's the headmaster. It's been a while. My granddaughter has been doing very well. I'm glad to hear that, Will replies. The headmaster sighs. Even though you saved her, I'm sorry, I couldn't look after you. I know you were prepared, but this academy isn't kind. Will smiles calmly. I struggled at first, but I'm fine now. I'm aiming for the first place in the selection exam. The headmaster chuckles. Oh, how reliable. A harsh voice interrupts. What a joke. This is pissing me off. If a healer thinks he can aim for the first place, I should teach him a lesson. Its supervisor, Board. Will Stephens. I have met him before. Board, the purple lightning mage. He was a great hero of the Great War. Board grabs Will collars. Combat is a world of talent, training, and effort only built on that. Being a healer means you never had a chance. The headmaster intervenes calmly. The exam will begin soon. The results will speak for themselves. There is no point on arguing here. Both sneers. This is my training method. Then he points. Besides, the one who will face is Cyrus, the prodigy Professor Veronica mentioned. The headmaster smiles. Very hot blooded. Very good. But it's time. Don't stand there. Move along. Students gather in massive arena. Will freezes. Erika? She waves awkwardly. If I don't participate, my parents will cut my allowance. The headmaster's voice echoes. I'm proud to see so many applicants this year. Let your passion and your fighting spirit clash without restraint. The preliminary round will begin. After the time limit, those who standing will advance. Will looks around. This space is too small for 100 fighters. Suddenly, spatial magic activates. Reality distorts. The world twists, and everyone vanish. Will reappears inside a massive forest behind the academy. A voice echoes through the air. I have randomly teleported all participants. You may avoid strong opponents or cooperate with acquaintances. Starting position depend on luck. Now then, I declare the start of field training selection exam. Will moves instantly. He leaps into the trees, activate presence concealment magic, and observe. Below him, mages are fighting already. One battles a golem, another uses a harem, plus a blizzard mage. Explosion echoes through the forest. Will eyes sharpen. This is perfect. A battlefield full of real combat. It would be a waste to just aim to pass the exam. I need experience. I need data. I need growth. The golem user stands proudly over his victory. Ha ha ha, I took them down. See how my strong golem is. He laughs in satisfaction. Suddenly, a voice speaks from behind him. Yeah, you got lucky. A hand touches his head. Consciousness severance magic. The student collapses instantly. Will exhales calmly. Consciousness severance magic is a healing based magic. It manipulates the flow of force to shut down consciousness, but it requires direct contact and control, making it hard to use without a clear power gap. A technique will develop during special training. Suddenly, a knife flew towards him. Will dodges instantly. His eyes narrow. Ulpus, you never learn, huh? Ulpus smirks. I don't know what you are talking about. I'm just trying to pass the exam using everything I got. His allies step forward. Magic activates, knife creation magic, poison enhancement, shadow replication. Ulpus shouts, no matter what, we will defeat you here. We'll stay calm. I could heal the poison, but avoiding all this with physical enhancement alone would be difficult. So he uses the golem to block the attack. Ulpus freezes. What? How are you able to use that? Actually, healing magic normally works on living things, but this golem moves using caster bloods. So he was able to use that. Will commands charge. The golem rushes forward. Boom. One student is punched unconscious. Crash. The golem sits on the second student. Complete suppression. Will appears in front of Ulpus in an instant. Grabs his face. Okay. Good night. Consciousness severance magic. Ulpus collapses. Will doesn't stop. He sends the golem toward other fights, not to eliminate, but to observe. From the tree tops, he watches fire magic, ice magic, wind magic. This is perfect. A live library of combat data. The forest shakes. A massive whirlpool of mana forms in a distance. What the hell is that? The vortex explodes forward. Everything in its path crushed. Trees, students, golem, etc. all destroyed. Will barely managed to dodge that. His eyes sharpen. So that's him, Cyrus, the prodigy. As expected, overwhelming power. Beating him won't be easy. Will smiles faintly. Should I test him? Before he can move, the headmaster voice echoes. That's enough. Thank you for your efforts. The preliminary round is over. The four remaining students have passed. The main event will be held tomorrow in the arena. Rest your bodies. I'll activate teleportation magic. Elsewhere, Ulpas walks up beside his friends. One of them speaks quietly. That guy is genuinely strong. And it looks like he healed us while we were unconscious. Ulpas explodes. Shut up! You are from the weak noble families. That's all you understand. In the Oman family, being looked down by a healer is unacceptable. His friends step back. Then deal with him yourself. We are done. We don't want to get hurt anymore. They walk away. Ulpas clenches his fist. Fine. I don't need to beat him. I don't need to defeat him with magic. I just need to eliminate him. Will is studying quietly in his dorm room. A knock echoes through the silence. Who would come at this hour? He opens the door. It's Ulpas. Hey there, Will. Good evening. Don't you think it's a lovely night? Will eyes narrows. What are you scheming? Ulpa smiles. Scheming? I just want to have a peaceful talk. Then his expression darkens. I'll be honest, I hate you. I hate healers. I have done many things to make you leave this academy. But I shouldn't have gone around in circles. So I'll say it directly. Leave the academy. Will looks at him calmly. At this point, I almost respect your honesty. But tell me, why do you hate me this much? Ulpa's voice hardens. Why? Do I need a reason to look down on healers? In the Oman family, anyone born a healer is sent to remote branch family. My older brother was one of them. A weak, hopeless man, mocked by everyone, and he just smiled through it. A proud, offensive mage and pathetic healers. They are not the same species. Will exhales the deep rooted teachings of prestigious noble families. Ulpus stepped forward. So you understand? Then leave. This isn't place for healers. Will eyes sharpen. So you think I'll just quit? Ulpus smiles coldly. I'll make you. You have a family. You care about them, right? Will freezes. What? I had servants investigate you. You have a sister in a remote village. He leans. If I give this order, what do you think will happen to her? I'll leave that to your imagination. Now tell me, have you made up your mind? Will answer calmly. Yeah, I have. In an instant, Will grabs Ulpas by the throat. He throws him to the floor, pins him, twists his arm, bone cracks. Ulpa screams, Stop! Will doesn't hesitate. The arm breaks. I told you, didn't I? I have already made up my mind. Ulpa screams in terror. Do you think you will get away with this? I'll show this to the academy. My father. Will kneels. It's fine. It's healed. Ulpa stares in horror. What? Will breaks it again. Crack. I'll break it and heal it. Break it and heal it. Again and again. Ulpa screams. Stop! Stop! Will voice is calm. My resolve isn't that shallow. It's one thing if it's just me, but if you target my sister, I won't stay quiet. You will swear from the bottom of your heart that you will never touch my family. I have to break your spirit for that. Ulpas is shaking. This guy isn't human. He's a demon wearing human skin. If I ever get involved again, I'll suffer worse than that. Finally, Will lets him go. Don't forget your promise, Ulpas. Never lay your hand on me again. The next day, the main event begins. The four survivors enter the arena. One on one tournament battles. Will looks around. Erika, I can't believe you made in this far. She laughs nervously. I created the wall of flames and used siege tactics. I got lucky. Then she smiles. Since we are friends, could you maybe go easy on me? Will shakes his head. No. She sighs. I figured. I have already crossed my allowance threshold anyway. So now I'll aim even for higher evaluation. Match begins. Referee raises his hand. Erika attacks first. Flames surge forward. Will observes calmly. Orthodox flame magic. Firepower is moderate. At my healing output level, I can suppress this easily. He steps forward. Sorry, Erika, I'll brush it off, but something feels wrong. Erika raises her hand again. I'm just getting started. Flames erupt once more. Will's eyes narrow. The fire I tanked before, that wasn't her full power. This is her unique magic. Even if fire itself isn't overwhelming, her flames have abnormal persistence. They don't burn out easily. It's dangerous to keep tanking hits because I can heal. Then Will remembers the salamander's tail, the stored flame. It wasn't just the salamander's property, her own trait influenced it. The fire Erika reflects personality, gentle, persistent, stubborn, quietly strong. The audience starts cheering. That girl isn't half bad. Take down that healer. For the first time, they are cheering for Erika. Her eyes widen. They are cheering for me. That's right. I survived the preliminaries too. She looks at Will. If you are going to surrender, now's the time. Will smile. It's fine. I was about to counterattack anyway. Erika launches her flames again. Will steps forward. If your fire doesn't burn out, then I'll use it. He channels her flames and strikes Erika. Erika freezes. I give up, I give up. She stumbles back in fear. The referee shouts, Winner, Will. The crowd explodes. Don't forfeit. Call yourself a battle mage? Coward. Erika trembles. They were cheering for me just a second ago. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Will reaches out. Don't worry. You fought well, Erika. There's definitely a chance you'll pass. A voice cuts through the air. No, not a chance in hell. Professor Board steps forward. Think about it. You lost to a trash tile healer. You forfeited. You are trash tied too. No matter how you slice it, you failed. So get lost. Erika freezes in fear. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Will steps forward. Don't you think that's too harsh to say to a student? Board sneers. I am this field training supervisor. If participants' level are too low, I say it. It's called tough love. Then he adds coldly, looks like only one person will pass this year. A calm voice interrupts. Move. Cyrus walks forward. When did you get here? Will asks. Cyrus ignores. Will speaks again. Do you share the same thoughts as Professor Board? Cyrus answers calmly. In the end, sense is everything. Board is strong, so he is right. Will tilts his head. Is that so? But you don't seem to be weak either. And I want to be the right one, so I'll win this match. Will exists. Judging by Board's attitude, he won't acknowledge me unless I win the championship. So I'm going to win this. I see. The referee raises his hand. The final match of the selection exam begins. Cyrus raises his hand. Mana explodes. Whirlpool magic. A massive vortex tears through the arena. Will dodges, moves in, attempts to close distance, but invisible pressure pushes him back. His body is repelled. I see. So it's true. I can't get close. Cyrus clicks his tongue. What a drag. I want to end this fast. He raises his hand again. Tornado magic. Wind pressure explodes across the arena. Will braces himself. Unlike the previous tornado, this one spreads across a wide area. At this rate, I'll get blown out of bounds. Time to bring that out. Will throws something to the ground, a seed. Life energy surges. The earth cracks. A massive tree erupts from the ground. The arena gasps. The scene shifts to the past. Will stands before Professor Veronica. I infused life energy into plant and made it grow instantly. In the library, I read about offensive magic that manipulates plant. I thought I could replicate it with the healing magic. With this, I can adapt my tactics based on the type of plant, but it consumes lot of mana. The book didn't say it was such a heavy spell. Veronica frowns. As I thought, it's easier to destroy than to heal. Healing magic consumes far more mana than offensive magic. Trying to imitate offensive magic with healing magic will always be less mana efficient. Will nods. I need to be careful. Now, back to the time. Cyrus fires wind blades. The massive tree is sliced in half, clean. Will watches calmly. He really is a strong, a true prodigy, image with no openings. But I decided I'll grow stronger with my magic. Will rushes forward. Cyrus waves his hand. No matter how many times you try, you can't reach me. Wind pressure blasts Will back. But Will smiles. Suddenly, a root bursts from the ground. Stab. It pierces Cyrus' shoulder. Cyrus staggers. Will speaks calmly. Your tornado can't protect you from the ground beneath your feet. This plant seeds its roots underground and grows freely. He steps forward. You care about Professor Bod that much. You don't even seem similar in personality. Cyrus whines. He's strong and he teaches me. That's enough. Will replies quietly. You don't need to obey someone just because they are strong. You are from a noble family, right? Cyrus answers coldly. In my family, magic and strength are everything. Age doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter. The strongest becomes the head. Everyone is an enemy. Even my father doesn't teach me magic. So, obeying the professor is the fastest way to become a king. He grips his shoulder. We are done talking. This wound hurts. Cyrus raises both his hands. Mana surges violently. Wind dragon magic. A massive dragon shaped storm forms above the arena. Will eyes sharpen. Talent doesn't make someone superior. In battle, speed, power, talent, they are all equal conditions. That's why I want to beat you. Will says quietly. Is this declaration? Cyrus asks. Just talking to myself. Yggdrasil. Will throws another seed. Here's my special one. The ground splits. A gigantic tree erupts. Yggdrasil. This plant normally takes decades to grow. This seed drains insane mana, but the more mana I pour it, the more it grows. Wind dragon versus world tree. The dragon tears through the tree, slices it apart. The tree is blown into the sky. For a moment, Cyrus looks away. Then his eyes widen. The shattered branch in the sky are growing, expanding. The plant has extreme vitality. It grows into a giant from a single branch. Phil whispers. And since Cyrus was releasing everything, his defense won't activate in time. The massive tree crashes down. Cyrus is pinned beneath it. Will steps forward, holds his dagger to Cyrus' face. Cyrus exhaled. I lost. The referee voice echoes through the arena. Winner will. Silence. The shock. The audience freezes. A healer won. He beat Cyrus one on one. That's impossible. Will helped Cyrus up. That was close. As expected of a prodigy. Cyrus shakes his head. Not good enough. Will frowns. What do you mean? It was a great fight. A voice cuts through the air. Huh? I'm disappointed. Boom! A bolt of lightning crashed down on Cyrus. The crowd screams. Professor Board appears. He kicks the fallen tree away, grabs Cyrus and says, You have failed. I'm retaining you. Then he turned to the crowd. Same goes for you idiots. You can't accept a healer taking first place. Will steps forward. This is going too far. I won. But doesn't mean Cyrus is weak. It was a close match. Board roars. Don't talk back to me. A good fight means nothing on the battlefield. Ability is everything. If you lose, you are trash, and trash dies. He throws Cyrus towards the referee. Will steps forward, calm, controlled, focused. Then answer me, Professor Board. If I beat you, will you acknowledge me? Board snaps. Referee, declare the match. When it starts, take those weaklings and get out. The referee panics. Professor Board, you can't be serious. You are going to fight a student? Board sneers. When it comes to the selection, I make the rules. The referee looks at Will. Will nods. The arena goes silent. A student versus a war hero, a legendary offensive mage. Professor Board steps forward. I'll prove to you just how low your level is. Will steadies his breathing. My remaining mana is low, and I am facing the strongest opponent yet. I can't win by fighting normally. Board smirks. Too slow. Purple lightning crashes down the arena. The arena explodes in light. Board voice echoes. I'll teach you three laws of victory. Distance, so the enemy can't touch you. Speed, so they can't react. Power, you finish them in one strike. The opponent can't act. Game over. He laughs. Oops, can you even hear me anymore? Will staggers, then looks up calmly. The power to finish in one strike, where was that? I knew Board's lightning magic was unique. To survive, I must avoid a direct hit to vital organs. If my brain or heart is struck, healing magic won't work and save me in time. So Will creates a blood circuit. He stabs his own hand, channel blood flow, uses his body as a conductor. Electricity flows from arm, leg to ground, dispersed, minimized, barely survivable. Now, time to counterattack. Will moves, then collapse. His body won't respond. Board says, the absolute rule of my lightning magic. Anyone struck by my purple lightning becomes paralyzed. Can't move. Will realizes this is bad. Board raises his hand again. Come to think of it, I was too gentle. Another lightning strike. Will barely withstands it. His unique magic has no openings. Now I understand his confidence. But still, I decided to win. Will throws his last seed, his last mana. Grow. What a treasure tree. A massive tree erupts. It absorbs underground water, stores moisture, becomes a living capacitor. If I use this as a shield, lightning will disperse. Board scoffs. So what? He unleashes an even greater lightning spell. The tree is burned, destroyed. Board steps forward. Was this your last trick? Ending with defense. How pathetic. Suddenly, mushroom begins to grow all over the burnt tree, all over the battlefield. Ward freezes. What is that? Will blinks in disbelief. I can't believe it worked this well. Some plants and fungi grow rapidly after lightning strikes. A forest burned to ash becomes a perfect growth field. No rivals, no competition. It grows explosively after electrical stimulation. But that's not its true power. Board feels it. Numbness, tingling, loss of control. Will steps forward. The spores affect the nervous system, paralyzes. At this distance, I can reach you. Will rushes forward, fist clenched, eyes locked. Board counters instantly. A lightning punch crashes into Will. Idiot. I am superior in close combat too. My unique magic manipulates electricity itself. If I reinforce my body with lightning and move it at accelerated speed, paralyze means nothing. Will staggers. No way. Even after all this, I still can't win. Board raises his fist again. That's enough. Professor Veronica appears between them. Isn't this going too far, Professor Board? He scoffs. Don't interfere, Veronica. You are just a new hire. The match is already decided. She replies. Going further is pointless. He can heal his body, Board says. He can continue, only if he has mana left. She snaps. He doesn't? He lacks fighting spirit, Board growls. The discussion is pointless, Veronica says coldly. They both charge. A crushing pressure files between the arena. Both the professors feels intense pressure, a surge of mana. Enough. The headmaster steps in. Having you two fight here is truly what's pointless. He turns to Bot. Drop it. Silence. Then fine. Bot steps back. The headmaster announces, this concludes the main event of field training selection exam. All participants exit immediately. Will tries to use healing on himself, but no mana left. He was about to collapse, but Professor Veronica catches him in time. She carries him like a princess carry. Professor Veronica, Will was awkward. She smiled softly. You did well. Don't push yourself. Okay, now rest. Will says, I understand. The night passes. Will thinks, a first class offensive mage. It's not just raw power, their tactical refinement, their control, their experience. It's completely on different level. And yet, even with people like them, humanity still perished. So I need to become stronger, much stronger. Will enters. Excuse me. The headmaster smiles. Oh, Will, good timing. You seem fine. As expected. Will nods. Once my mana returns, this much heals instantly. The headmaster smiles. Then participating in field training won't be a problem. Will freezes. I can participate? Of course. You won the main event. Cyrus and Erika passed too. Will hesitates. But Professor Bott said everyone failed. The headmasters laugh slightly. This happens every year. He says everyone fails to create pressure, to draw out their true potential. In the end, he always passes several. That's his way of being a teacher. Will thinks he's terrible at communication, but I get it. The headmaster continues. Now, Will, you will form a party with students from other academies as an offensive mage and accept real monster subjugation requests. Will heart tightens. This will be my first time facing monsters since regressing. 5 years from now on, the direct cause of humanity's destruction was monsters. Monsters were originally not evil beings, they were simply creatures possessing magical powers. Not all monsters was hostile to humanities. Sometimes they attacked humans, but only for survival, natural competition, ecological balance. If you understood their behavior, they were neighbors, creatures that could even be coexisted with. But everything changed. In 2 years, the red moon would appear. Monster exposed to its light would become vicious. They would just start killing to just kill. 2 years after the red moon, the demon king would descend. Humanity collapse began. Nation fell. Cities burned. Kingdom vanished. Offensive mages were valued, so they were sent to the front line. and died one by one. Allied knights died next. Healers stayed behind. But when battle lines collapsed, they were slaughtered too. By the time Will died, almost no one who could fight remained. Humanity's extinction was only within months. I won't let this tragedy repeat. And if possible, I will uncover the cause of the red moon. The room is silent. The headmaster studies Will's eyes. Such determination. You have the same look in your eyes as the day we first meet. At this rate, you will just be fine. Will asks quietly, just fine? The teachers are worried about field training, right? The headmasters nods slightly. That's part of it. But there is something else I wanted to tell you, Will. Scene cut, it's a suspense. A carriage waits. Will, Professor Veronica, and Erica stand outside. Professor Board and Cyrus approach. Will speaks first. I heard your strict guidance comes from caring about your students. Board scoffs. Huh? I don't know what you are talking about. But you weakling trash who couldn't land one hit on me, don't get cocky. Work hard in field training, idiot. Then quietly, thanks for treating Cyrus. Will smiles. Cyrus bows slightly. Thank you. Thanks to you, I can train at full strength. As long as I can survive and get stronger, it's not a loss. Will nods. Good teaching. Please become even stronger. They fist bump. Will thinks. The more offensive mage exists, the more favorable the war against monster becomes. Professor Veronica turns. Will, let's go. She explained as they board the carriage. Tunkel Forest is our destination. This time you will handle a goblin subjugation request. There will be students from My Hero Academia, Swordsmanship Academy, and Healing Academy. Each party will have 4 members with one teacher as support. Erika asked, are the parties already decided? Yes, Erika, you are in my party, and Will party is quite something too. The carriage stops. We have arrived. Veronica says, let's go. The Swordsmanship Academy student is waiting. Will steps out. Suddenly, a girl rushes forward. Hug. Master Will, I have been waiting for you for all the day so that I could meet you. Will freezes. What? Erika stares. What? Will panics. I'm sorry, but I have no idea who are you. She smiles warmly and replies, I am Mary Goldgrain, the granddaughter of my Heroes Academia headmaster. Will eyes widen. Mary, from that day. Will looks at Mary. How have you been feeling since then? She smiles brightly. Perfectly fine. I'm sorry, I couldn't thank you properly back then. Will shakes his head. It's okay. Your grandfather recommending me to the academy was more than enough. But Mary clenches her fist. I still wanted to repay you. Since I had no talent for magic, I enrolled in Swordsmanship Academy and trained there with everything I had. Her eye sparkles. I ranked first in the academy selection exams. I had talent for the sword. Foo 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 foo. Will freezes. From bedridden to top rank. Isn't she a real monster here? I will definitely be useful to you, Master Will. That's why we are in the same party. Will smiles. Then let's do our best together. He thinks quietly. So, this is what Headmaster meant by I'm counting on you. Mary grabs his hand. Come on, someone from Healing Academy is waiting. They reach another carriage. Our master should be here. A voice comes from inside. Don't rush me. I'm coming out. A man steps down. I am Ren. Are you the student joining my party? Will freezes. Ren Kaito, Healing Academy instructor, the greatest healer Will ever knew, his mentor from his past life. Will hearts tremble. I am the same party as him. Another student steps out. Teacher, please move. I can't get down. Mary smiles. That must be Master Turb. I am Mary Goldgren from the Swordsmanship Academy. The boy bows shyly. Nice to meet you. Then he says, Will's holding Mary's hand. Who are you? I am Will, he says, from the Magic Academy. Tubbs' face falls, an offensive mage. Ren, sighs lazily. Alright, this is our group. Do whatever you want, I'll just watch casually. Mary whispers, "What a carefree teacher." Will smiles. "That's just how mentor is." Will turns. "Ren, can I call you mentor?" Ren blinks. "Why?" Will replies calmly, "I can use healing magic, but I don't have a healing teacher here, so I want to learn from you." Ren freezes. "An offensive mage who can use healing magic? Ah, I think I've heard something about that." He chuckles. "Yeah, yeah, call me whatever you want." Mary runs over. "If Master Will calls you that, I'll call you Master Teacher too." Tubbs panic. "Hey, hey, wait for me." Each party is assigned an area. A cabin is designated as base camp, but Will's party receives a deep zone mission, the Goblin's territory. Will, Mary, and Ren head out immediately. Mary asks, "In real combat, healers don't go to the front, right?" Ren shrugs. "I'm technically the supervisor, but I don't like staying behind. Do whatever you want." Mary smiled dangerously. "Then I won't hold back." The forest grows quiet. Shadow moves. Goblin lunges from behind Mary. She draws her long sword. One step, one swing. Shank! The goblin is split in half. Blood splashes the ground. Silence. Will cheers. A beautiful girl holding a massive sword, standing over bisected monsters. What kind of party did I just join? Mary charges again and again. Her sword flashes. Each strike carries tremendous power. Goblins fall one after another. Will watches in shock. This is Mary's swordsmanship. At this level, she alone could handle all this area. But her breathing grows heavier. Her swings slow. The goblins keep coming. Ren watches calmly. She is impressive, but too many openings. She is strong at charging in, but weak when surrounded. He looks at Will. "You cover for her." Will nods. "Understood." Will inhales. Finally, real monsters. The enemy that destroyed humanity. Ren notices his tension. "What's with your shoulders? Relax." Will exhales. "Yes, just like back then." Will activates physical enhancement, rushes forward, dagger flashes, slash, cut, pierce, goblins fall. He moves fluidly, controlled, efficient. "Mary, I'm counting on you." She smiles. "Got it." Mary laughs mid battle. "Oh ho, so this is what fighting with healing magics look like." Ren nods approvingly. "Not bad at all." Will thinks, "Good. My magic is working against monsters too. And this dagger that Professor Veronica gives me is quite useful and sharp too." Mary cheers. "Spring likes explosive power, brilliant sportsmanship. Master Will is amazing." Ren pats both their backs. "Alright, that's enough for today. Let's head back." Mary stretches. "Oh, I feel lighter already." Will smiles. "Thanks to Mentor." He thinks healing ability isn't measured by flashy spells, it's measured by recovery speed. Ren heals so casually you don't even notice when it's happening. No glowing light, no spectacle, no drama, just sizzle. The world doesn't notice, but the world's greatest healer is Ren Kaito. Back at the cabin, Ren speaks. "Good party. Today's pass." The Healing Academy student says, "Everyone came back injured, so I didn't really do anything." Ren shakes his head. "No, tough. Providing healing through meals is also a healer duty. Tough's recovery soup with my spices. You did great job." Tough blushes. Mary smiles. "Master Teacher really is amazing, not just as a healer, but as the frontline mentor too. I wonder why." Tough answers simply, "The frontline have the most injured. If you treat them, combat knowledge accumulates naturally." Tough adds, "Teachers travel between sites all the time. That's why he really teaches in the class." Mary frowns. "Isn't that dangerous?" Ren smiles. "I'm confident in my ability to run." Will thinks. He says that, but he never runs. when people need saving. Losing mentor in my past life was a massive blow to humanity, not just because he was a great healer, but because he knew real combat, real survival, real war medicine. Fate has changed now, but that incident still lies in my head. In this life, I will not let him die. Deep in the forest, a massive group of goblins gathers. Their eye glows faint red, and center of them there was a ogre who was controlling them. The next day, they head out again. The team shares insights from yesterday: positioning, timing, coverage, coordination. Their teamwork improves rapidly. At this pace, Mary says, "We will finish the request by tomorrow." Everything feels smooth, too smooth. As they move deeper, Ren suddenly stops. "We are turning back." Mary freezes. "Why? We haven't even defeated one today." Will frowns. "Is something ahead?" Ren shakes his head. "The opposite. There's nothing. Goblins are territorial. If outsiders approach, they should rush us. But we have gone too far, and not a single one appeared." Silence. "That's wrong." Ren turns. "Trust our instincts in the field. We are done for today. We will head back. Call another party, regroup." Mary nods. "Professor Veronica's party has a base nearby." Ren smiles slightly. "You are well informed. Let's go." Will chest tightens, a bad feeling, just like my past life. Then they see her, Erica, tied to the wooden post like a scarecrow, hands bound, unmoving. Mary screams, "Erica!" She rushes forward. Trap. A hidden mechanism triggers. She barely avoids it with her sword. Ren shouts, "Watch out!" Arrows rain down. Will cuts them midair. Goblin emerge from all direction, dozens, then hundreds. Will whispers, "We are surrounded." Will's mind races. This is wrong. This is hunting behavior. Organized, strategic. This is how monsters move after the red moon. But the red moon isn't supposed to appear for 2 more years. Is it already starting? Will looks at Erica. She is breathing, alive. Now isn't the time for questions, fate. I gained power for the moment like this. "Leave it to me," Will says. He activates plant manipulation. "Come forth." Wooden structure rise. Wooden golems. Living barricades. Living shields. "Mary, you don't need to be at the front." When archers chase behind melee units, they expose openings. Exploit them. Mary nods. Understood. She charges Aura. Deliver a massive strike. Boom! Goblin formation breaks. Mary raises her sword. "How about my full strike?" A goblin attacks from behind. Slash. Will kills it instantly. Ren smiles. "Nice work, you two. I'll rescue the young lady." Will freezes. A worse feeling. Red moon effects don't just make monsters violent, they make them planned, they make them coordinated, they create leaders, controllers. The ground shakes. A massive figure rises, not a goblin, but a ogre, hidden underground, ambush predator. Will eyes widen. "This is bad. Mentor won't be able to handle it. The power difference is massive. I won't make in time." It was like this in my past life too. Mentor never leaves the injured, no matter the danger, no matter the cost. That's why he dies. The ogre fist crashes down, but Ren dodges. Clean, fast, precise. Will eyes widen. Was that the physical enhancement magic? Mentor used healing magic offensively. The ogre charges again. Ren moves faster. He slips behind, places his hand on its neck, smiles calmly. "Well then, good night." Healing magic activates. The ogre collapses flat, unconscious. Will runs to him. "Mentor, that move just now." Ren shrugs. "Yeah, pretty much. A good mentor learns from his disciple." Just thought of it. Mary's eyes sparkle. "That was too cool." Ren smiles. Alright, let's pull out while we can. Ren unites Erika from the wooden post. Will asks, with your strength mentor, couldn't you wipe them all out? Ren shakes his head. Don't be stupid. I only put the ogre only to sleep. I am a healer. Even if it's a monster, I have no intention of killing them. He lifts Erika. When it wakes up, it will be angry. So let's go. They run. Break through the goblin encirclement. After that, Ren heals Erika. Wake up. She opens her eyes. Where am I? You are safe, Mary says. Will asks gently, what happened, Erika? Why were you alone? Erika remembers. Yesterday went well. I didn't drag anyone down. But whenever I get confident, something bad happened. This morning, Professor Veronica was gone. She left a note, stand by, but no time. I got anxious. I talked with others and somehow I went looking for her. Will thinks they pressured you and you couldn't say no. Erika continues. After entering the forest, there was a sweet smell. And then you guys. Ren frowns. Sleeping inducing drug. Traps. Ogre corporation. This isn't normal goblin behavior. What's happening? Then, now it's not the time. Your base should be nearby. Let's regroup. They arrive. The base is destroyed, empty, no signs of struggle. Mary whispers, this area should have been saved. Goblins don't leave their territory. Ren's face darkens, no signs of battle. They fled. We will split up. I'll find Veronica's group. You three link up with Turf. Leave the forest. Don't assume safety. Stay sharp. They rushes back. Turf is alive. You are back already? Lunch isn't ready, Turf says. Will cuts in. It's no time to explain. We are leaving this forest now. Turf says suddenly. Will says, it's not the time to talk, we'll talk later. And suddenly, Will senses something. He freezes. He says, we are being tailed. Erika panics. What do we do now? Will exhales slowly. I have been reflecting on how pathetic I have been. He looks at them. Let's take it down, the three of us. I believe we can do it together. So that's it for today's video. We'll see you in next video guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. I'll really appreciate that.